Hey Capricorn, I'm back with a card, so let's get started. The underlying theme or overarching energy card that you received is the Moon in reverse. This is about boundaries. This is about not following your intuition. This is speaking to me about the full moon that is going to be occurring in Taurus for us mid-month, either the 14th or the 15th, depending on where you live on the planet. This card is a major arcana card, or it is the 18th card of the major arcana. 1 plus 8 is 9. That's the Sagittarius ruled house of your long distance trips, higher education, philosophy, religion, spirituality, the study of different spirituality. Could be astrology. It's also speaking to legal system matters, political matters. That's the 1 plus 9. That's the 18 numerology up there, the way that I read it. This card represents traditionally Pisces. I see it more as a Cancer card because Cancer is ruled by the moon and this little crab down here, but Pisces applies as well. Let's throw Scorpio in there as well because the moon dictates water, or, it controls the tides, water signs. You're not trusting your instincts in some way in the 9th house is possibly one way of looking at it. Let me see what I've got written down for your astrology notes from the earlier video. Yeah, the full moon's going to be occurring in your 5th house. You don't have any direct 9th house energy, but that doesn't mean that it won't play out in some way in that area. But the full moon, 5th house, may be very emotional for you. The 5th house is where this full moon will be occurring. That is the house of Leo, your pleasure, social life, children, and creativity. Could be emotional around the full moon. It's not a surprise. The full moon can make everybody a little emotional. They don't call them lunatics for nothing. The base of that word is lunar, which was involving the lunar cycles and how they do have effects on human beings, whether we want to admit it or acknowledge it or not. Now, the first card that I pulled for you, which represents the present or the present situation, or you possibly, is the 2 of Swords. And what's interesting is this card also fell for Aquarius in the very same spot, in the very same position. So you may be dealing with an Aquarius, or somebody who has a lot of Aquarian energy in their chart. Now, I want to say that the full moon is involved in this situation because of this moon back here. This being the 2 of Swords represents the 2, the 2nd house of the Taurus ruled house, where the full moon will be full. The full moon will be full. How redundant was that? The full moon is occurring in Taurus. That is the 2nd house ruler. That's the house of your values, possessions, earning ability, self-esteem. Anything that you look at and say mine, it would probably qualify as a 2nd house item. The Swords, however, represent air signs. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and all of these signs could be their sun, their moon, or their rising sign, or they could just have a lot of this energy in their chart. You won't know that unless you spoke to them about their chart or you've looked at it yourself. Lots of emotion. This is a decision between the emotions and the mind, because the Swords represent for me mental faculties, thinking, speech, communication, that sort of thing. Could be an emotional conversation pop up, and it's a difficult one, or you're deciding whether you should have this emotional conversation or not. The second card that I pulled for you is in the past. This is the Judgment card in reverse. This is the 20th card of the major arcana. 2 plus 0 is 2, and that speaks to that Taurus ruled house. Number 2 is showing up a lot in this reading, y'all. Just saying. 2, Taurus ruled house of money, possessions, earning ability, self-esteem. The Judgment card represents the planet Pluto, and we have Pluto in your 1st house. Some people also see the Judgment card as Scorpio because of life, death, rebirth, that sort of thing that's going on right here. The rebirth, it literally is the rapture being portrayed on this card. Could be that something comes out of the blue. The fact that it's in reverse could make you feel like it's got you, like, the world has been turned upside down, or that the rug has been pulled from underneath of your feet. It could be involving at least 3 different people because of these predominant little characters right here. That's just how I take everything into consideration when I look at these cards. Pluto is the planet of transformation. This card represents an evaluation or a summing up. It's like it's the grading period. It's midterms or finals, seeing if you've learned what you needed to learn or not, and being judged on it. And the fact that it's in reverse could be that you are either being judged or you are judging someone harshly. You've got Mars moving into Aquarius on the 9th or the 10th of the month, which is in your 2nd house. So you're going to be feeling aggressive. You may want to be going over the past with someone too. You may be wanting to talk about the past, or you have been conflicted about having this discussion about somebody in your past or from your past or about the past. The third card that you received is the Obstacle. The Obstacle is another major arcana, so this is going to be a difficult one for you to come up, to trudge through, Capricorn. And I know that you are part mountain goat, and that you think you can take down the world, or take on the world, not take down the world. But let's just talk about it for a second. This is the 7th card of the major arcana. The 7 represents the Libra-ruled house of partnerships, how you identify who you are through your partnerships and relationships with others. This could be intimate or business, familial, whoever you have a pretty regular relationship with, someone that you see several times throughout the week. This also speaks to the house of counseling and open enemies. That's for the number 7 at the top of the card. Now, the Chariot card in itself represents, a lot of people say that it represents Cancer because these little crescent moons right here. I don't really know why they say it's Cancer. I always think Gemini because of communication. Moving the Chariot's actually a mode of commute. But when I say Gemini, I think of all of the signs that have duality. So that would be Gemini, Libra, and Pisces, because they're the 2s. The Geminis are the twins, the Libras have the scales, and the Pisces are the 2 fishes. The black and white of the thing, the balance between it, if you will. That's how I see it. So this could be involving someone who is a Gemini, a Libra, or a Pisces. That's just my own personal interpretation on it, and that is Zoe moving around in the blankets. The Chariot card can represent tradition. Traditionally, it is known as achievement through self-mastery, or being able to guide your ship the way that you want it to go. The obstacle could be that, somebody is hell-bent on getting a discussion together, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Somebody's hell-bent on it, and this card is in the upright, so it's, they're looking at it objectively, or so it seems. The Judgment card being in the reverse could be like nostalgia over the past, or remembering the past differently than someone else. The third card that you got, which is the Help card, is the 2 of Cups. The 2 is very much repeating throughout this reading. And we are going to have 1111 come up soon, so twin flame stuff could be important for you. I don't normally use that term in my readings. I think that it's overused, and I'm not an expert on it, but I'm throwing that out there because it could resonate for a few of you advanced souls who know what I'm talking about. The Cups card, or the Cups, represent the water signs. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I can't help but think that a Leo might be in here as well. It also represents for me the 5th house, where you fall in love, and this is like social life, pleasure, dating, that sort of thing. This is the minor arcana Lovers card in my eyes. Okay. Because it's in the upright and it's and they're facing one another, if you are undecided about having this discussion, it looks like, for me, the way that I would do it would be, if it's something that you are afraid will turn volatile or get ugly quick, then have the discussion in public, ask that person to lunch or to dinner or something. But meeting eye to eye and trying to see each other through one another's eyes would help a whole lot in the situation. The 2, once again, the Taurus ruled house of your money, possessions, earning ability, and self-esteem. The possible outcome is the 3 of Cups. And this is a celebration, partying with your girls night out, guys night out, enjoying yourself. I feel like a fire sign will be prominently involved because of this red right here. Also with the Leo that popped up as well. You may be dealing with someone who has a lot of Leo type energy. The 3 represents for me the Gemini ruled house of communication, short distance trips, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. So it's like the full moon comes along. You've got it in this 5th house. Neptune goes to station direct shortly after, and it's an out of the fog type situation. It may be that you're wanting to clear the air, and once things are clear and you've been able to articulate your points and they've been able to articulate their points, you can get back on that friendship level. It could be a friendship that needs to have a discussion. And I say that because I did the total of this spread, and we had the 20 for Judgment, the 7 for the Chariot, 2 for the 2 of Swords, 2 for the 2 of Cups, 3 for the 3 of Cups, and 18 for the Moon card, which all totaled up to 52. 5 plus 2 is 7, and that speaks to the Libra ruled house of your partnerships, identifying with others, open enemies, and counseling. So, you have 6 tarot cards pulled, and of those 6, 3 are major arcana, and of those 3, 2 are in reverse. So, forewarned is forearmed. Let's go ahead and start talking about these oracle cards. And you got 4. Wow. The first is falling. 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. That's the Leo ruled house of your creations, creative ability, your creative endeavors and creative pursuits, and also like your children, your social life, where you seek your pleasure, where you make your babies. You could be dealing with the realization of a friend being more, or wanting a friend to be more. And they may not be receptive. I'm not sure. Everybody has a different chart. But the falling card is, when I see the falling card, I think of the Marilyn Monroe quote that says, you could be the ripest, juiciest, most beautiful peach in all of the orchard, and there's always going to be someone who doesn't like peaches. Well, you've got to fall to be a ripe peach, right? It's safe to trust in the situation that is going on. Trust in your feelings, though. Trust in your response. Go with it. Go with your response. Go with your intuition. But it's an invitation to a closer union with the divine, or a closer union, like a closer divine union, like heaven on earth kind of stuff. The second card is Her Grace. Now, this is a very kind of abstract painting or picture, but this is a female. This kind of looks like her hair, and she's dancing. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. But this is the full moon in the back illuminating her. And this full moon that we're going to have is like the biggest full moon that we've had in 70 years. It's going to be, I don't remember the percentages, but it's at least 10 to 15% brighter, 10 to 15% bigger than what we normally see. And we won't see another one like this for another 20 years or something. So get out there and enjoy. The Her Grace card speaks to me as a card about a woman who is either in your life or is coming to your life. If it's not a woman, it's somebody with some serious feminine energy that is going to bring a divine blessing to your world, or she is bringing a divine blessing to your world, and that you should connect with her more, like on a deeper level, because she is going to empower you in some way. You need to embrace that empowerment. The Blood Dance. Once again, it looks like it's yellow this time, but just a big full moon, which is highlighting this full moon for me, occurring in your 5th house of creativity. This is the 42nd card of the 70 card Oracle deck. 4 plus 2 is 6, and that speaks to the Virgo ruled house of your work and health, or the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. It also speaks to your day-to-day routine, your daily minutia, and how you do things, how you get them done, your lists, your tasks, that sort of thing. The Blood Dance indicates that you are connected to everything around you, and that life is pulsing through you and everything that you touch. There are some of you that feel like you've lost your way, but take heart. You haven't lost your way. You just took a detour for more inspiration and for more growth. And some of us need to do that. We all have our own path. No one's path is going to mimic another's. There are similarities, but we each have our own story. This is also possibly a very fertile time for you. So if you're looking to have a baby, you might be having one. If you are not looking to have a baby, I would consider doing what I could to not have a baby, if it means abstaining or doing other things that technology has allowed us to utilize for birth control measures. Very fertile time. The final card that you received is the Cloak. Do you see this eye right here? It looks like an eye from far away. It's just some clouds, but wow. It's like being watched over by the universe. Gave me chills. The Cloak is the 50th card. 5 plus 0 is 5. That speaks to the Leo ruled house of your pleasure, your social life, your creations, your creative ability, and your creative pursuits. And that includes your children. That includes making your babies. That includes where you have skin in the game, where it affects you on a very personal level if it succeeds or not. And that it wouldn't succeed without you. It wouldn't be without your input, your whatever it is. This card represents that it's time to release your security blankets. The things that make you feel like are warm and fuzzy. That it's time for you to drop that cloak, for you to drop that security blanket, for you to drop that addiction, be it to a person, a place, or a thing. It's time for you to remove the cloak to make yourself lighter, because it's weighing you down too. Now is a time for you to trust in the boundaries that you have set so that they may be strengthened and enforced. And if someone oversteps your boundaries, then make sure to guide them back. Could also be feeling like a new rebirth for you, or that you're coming out of the dark. Well, Capricorn, I hope that you enjoyed this mid-month reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart.